What's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video we're looking at arguably the best PvP unit in the entire game, the new Super Sugo Fest exclusive Luffy Yamato. And in today's video I have two different team builds for you guys to showcase this absolute powerhouse of a PvP unit. With the release of the 9th anniversary came this very first Super Sugo Luffy and Yamato for the Luffy part of the 9th anniversary. So we are suspecting there is more to come, but this is the first Super Sugo Fest that we do have on the list. They are a striker free spirit unit that is a dual character, meaning that in Rumble they are a typeless color. Unfortunately, typeless colors do suffer quite a bit because when you are a typeless color, you can't get a lot of buffs from other characters that do so. So any character that's going to buff strength, any character that's going to buff Dex is unfortunately not going to buff Luffy and Yamato. But like I said, in today's video I do have two team builds for you guys. The first being a free spirit slasher hybrid wonky rainbow team. And it looks a little bit like this. The core centric units are Odin, Roger, Kinemon Dendro, who are all slashers, and then Shanks crew, who's also a slasher. And then you have Luffy Yamato there for your damage. Now, Luffy Yamato have an insane passive, and that's what makes them work on this particular team, but they also have an insane special that does a lot of damage output. However, I do have a little bit of a narc with their special, and there is a bit of a gripe that does annoy me with the character, but look, we'll talk about that in a second. But as for this particular team, your core centric damage dealers are Luffy, Yamato, and Odin. You have some nice bulk with Roger and Shanks crew, HP cut with Shanks crew, fixed damage with Roger, and a bit of nerfing, and then some really, really good sustainability with Kinemon Dendro with their healing over time, as well as their damage output as well. So this team works very, very nicely. Sai is in such a strange spot that this particular addition to the team is actually very, very nice, but obviously if you are looking at running Sai Free Spirit, you do have the option of using Sai Yamato. If you run Luffy Yamato, you can't really run that. And that's a big deficit to this character. They share the name with obviously all Luffys, but they also share the name with all Yamatos, and that's namely the big one for the Sai Free Spirit team. Their Rumble ability, though, gives attack up level 5, defense up level 5 to the entire squad. Free Spirit class teammates get crit up level 6, speed up level 6, and then after 50 seconds, the whole team gets CT up level 3. And after 50 seconds, these guys go absolutely ballistic when it comes to damage. However, on the Free Spirit team, they work exceptionally well because they give that extra level 6 speed and level 6% crit up as well, meaning you do a lot more damage, you have a lot more attacks because your speed of your attacks are popping off very, very quickly. Their special targets all enemies for attack of 3.5 times damage. After 50 seconds, they do another attack of 3.5 times damage, and then targets one high defense enemy that ignores defense for 2 times. So they basically pick out the unit that has the highest defense, and they hit it for 2 times attack that ignores all of that defense, which is very, very strong. So on a Free Spirit squad, this unit works exceptionally well. Now, I have tried stuff with Sabo and Ace, which you are seeing on this team. They're another really, really good option, but I did just find that Shanks crew was just a much better option. Shanks crew stays winning when it comes to Rumble. They're such a fantastic 6+ level limit break for Rumble because they provide so much bulk, and they give HP cut, completely buffing the entire team as well as buffing slashes as well. And this particular team is very centric with slashes, Roger, Odin, Kinemon Dendro as well. On the bench, we do have Rebecca Toy Soldier. They're just a really good nuker whilst also having an amazing passive to Sai. This team is very Sai-centric as well. Unfortunately, Kinemon Dendro and Shanks crew are dual units, so they're not actually Sai. Even though they actually are Sai, they don't get buffed on Rumble, but Roger and Odin definitely get those buffs as well. Odin buffs Free Spirits. He also buffs Sai. Roger boosts slashes as well as boosting Sai and your entire squad. So this team is super wonky no matter how you look at it. And they're in such a strange spot, Luffy Yamato, because Free Spirits are in such a strange spot. They kind of just need like one Pirate Festival rare recruit that's just like Rebecca Toy Soldier tier, or something like Kanjuro tier, or something like Porkamy or Blue Jam tier, really to sort of get them over the edge. Now, the next team comp, and the one that I actually like a little bit more, looks a little bit like this. It is the striker-centric comp, and I haven't really figured out if it's just because strikers are so good that this unit looks so good on the squad, or if it's this unit bringing so much to the said striker squad. Basically, it is the regular stock standard striker squad with Kanjuro, Jack, Tesoro, and Whitebeard and Roger. And then instead of using something either like Kuzan, Kid, you now have Luffy, Yamato. Now, whilst Luffy, Yamato don't boost everyone else on this team, because there are no one else being Free Spirit, their passive that gives the attack buff as well as the defense up, and that bulk is just so freaking powerful. On top of that, if you get them into the last 50 seconds, they are doing absolute insane numbers, like ridiculous numbers. However, when you have someone like Kid running around that can output disgusting numbers anyway, it's a bit of a like give and take to which one you'll actually use on the striker team. But they're definitely very, very powerful on this team. This team has just gotten extra options and is very, very good. And as I said with Free Spirits, the reason that they make this team is so good is because they have a character like Kanjuro that is a 20 cost Pirate Festival rare recruit that allows them to use an 8-man team and really build out a bench. On top of that, they've also got Cat Viper, and whilst Cat Viper was one of the very first Pirate Festival rare recruits, he is still a viable option because he is a class-based character. There aren't a lot of them in the game, and the ones that are either not very good, and honestly, Cat Viper, speaking in the same sense, he's not very good either. Now, this is the first time I'm actually taking on the Who's Who and Sasaki event. I'm going to do a video on this particular event, just with a bit of a fun sort of centric video, but I did want to try and take on some other challenges, because as you guys see in this video, we are versing all of the challenge squads in today's video. I'm not taking on actual people, but because I thought, let's take on the challenge fights. Their stats are disgusting, their teams are disgusting, and that way I don't have to use any gems for Pyre Rumble as well. So if you guys want to see these teams in Pyre Rumble, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you guys have any other ideas for teams as well, let me know down there and we can actually test them out as well. But against the Sasaki and Who's Who comp, this team worked very, very nicely. It did look a bit shaky with Who's Who and the half attack for Whitebeard and Roger. As you guys will see, once we get into that last 50 seconds and Luffy, Yamato go off, they just absolutely decimate the squad. Like, in the back end of a fight, they are exceptionally powerful, but the downside to their special is 99% of the time, you will see them pop it off at around the 63 to 60 second mark, and then you won't see it again until the 30 second to really get the full potential out of their 2 times attack through defense. And if you don't have enough sustainability in bulk, the good chance that unit is actually going to be dead by the time you actually get there. On to the big one now. We're taking on the Pell Dex Challenge, and this team isn't foolproof. You can actually run the last team you guys saw as well with Jack instead of Shanks Crew. But once again, Shanks Crew is just such an absolute demon and just pops up on every single rainbow team. And when it comes to wonky rainbow teams, Shanks Crew is pretty much the first unit you slap on the team as well alongside Whitebeard Roger, because Shanks Crew actually just works so damn nicely. They boost Whitebeard Roger as well, which is excellent. Plus they give like level 10 defense up to your like entire team with their passive and their special. So they're a fantastic character, and if you guys don't have Jack, Jack's obviously a really good unit for this team as well, but Shanks Crew can definitely get it done as well. But my big gripes with this particular character, besides their special, is the fact that Free Spirit is in such a strange place. If Free Spirit, like I said, if they have that Kanjuro style Pirate Festival rare recruit, Free Spirit is going to be in a much better spot, and we'll actually see a very, very powerful team with alongside a lot of those dual unit characters. But that big issue I do have with this particular character is that special concern. Whilst 3.5 times extra damage, or 3.5 times their attacking damage is a lot, in the first 50 seconds, it's really not getting the job done. It definitely can. It can definitely clean up a few characters after some HP cuts, after some Whitebeard Roger shots, but it's really not doing something like what Kid does when he first uses his special. It's really not doing something like what Kuzan can do with the 4,000 fixed damage to everyone. And whilst it's great that it hits everyone, you really want to make sure that you actually get it in the back end of the fight. A big thing that I did find, and like a great option when you are versing characters like Queen and Donjin Jiao, is if you actually get binded or special binded, exactly like we did just then, you can actually just manage to get the special off right as the 50 seconds hit. And that right there is like the best case scenario, but also takes some RNG with actually getting bound as well. So you're not going to see that every single time. And like I said, 99% of the time, you are going to see a special around the 60 second, and then not again until about the 30 second or about the 30 second mark, because they give themselves that cooldown. So whilst they are very, very powerful on paper and their special does a lot of damage and is really, really good, you really have to keep this unit alive. And some of those high-end teams that are just going to pick them off, like you see here, we basically were dead around that 40-second mark. If they didn't get their special off right on that sort of 50 seconds, we just wouldn't see that extra disgusting damage that they're built around. All in all, though, their bulk and their attack to a Rainbow squad is insane. They have so much potential on a Free Spirit team, and when Free Spirits get that little bit of extra help, they are going to be in a really, really good spot. On top of that, they have one of the best evasions in the entire game. They completely avoid halve stats. Absolutely disgusting. As you guys know, halve stats is the most broken ability in PvP, and if you don't know that, go jump into Grand Party and use Goldie Roger, because you'll see why halve stats, or why Moria and all those characters are so friggin' powerful and have rocked PvP for so long on so many teams, because when you halve a unit's stats, you completely decimate them. As you guys saw when we versed Who's Who and Sasaki, when I halved my attack, Whitebeard Roger wasn't going off. Now, that was a really close call. However, whilst the team isn't foolproof, it's definitely very, very good against this particular Dex challenge. As you guys can see here, we actually managed to get it done with the Jack build. Now, this particular team had pretty good success rate. It wasn't foolproof, like I said, but it did have like a 60 to 75% success rate. It did it very, very well on particular runs. It was winning within like 20 seconds left. As you can see here, we didn't even lose any of our units, which was actually insane. However, if you are running that sort of Shanks crew build, then you will have some pretty close calls, because like this team is so disgusting. Dothia has 5100 attack, while my Whitebeard Roger at level limit break 5, limit break expanded with 550 cotton candy, was barely cracking 4500. So you got to remember their stats are fully boosted. They have a bunch of different legends, and all of these characters are exceptionally powerful. But all in all, the Striker team is really, really good. Free Spirits are starting to get a lot more support and love, and they will be a resurgence if they do get some more PvP love in the future. But let me know your thoughts and opinions of this unit in the comment section below. While you're down there, don't forget to belt the like button for me if you're new to the channel. If you haven't done so already, hit that big red subscribe button. Most importantly, though, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.